ANT1001 Assignment 1 Online Presentation. For Reading 15, The Hunters, Scarce Resources in the Kalahari. In Chapter 15 of Conformity and Conflict, Readings in Cultural Anthropology, the author, Lee, evaluates the subsistence phase of a contemporary hunter-gatherer society in a marginal environment. The author also challenges two assumptions that appear to be prevalent in contemporary research in anthropological studies regarding hunter-gatherer societies. The first assumption alludes to the notion that hunter-gatherer societies are highly dependent on hunting animals. The second assumption implies that these societies experience a precarious and arduous struggle for existence. The Kung, Bushmen of Botswana, live in the northwest regions of the Kalahari Desert. The tribesmen live in small camps focused around 8 waterholes located in the region known as the Dobe. The members of the camps hunt and gather food from the local hinterland region. Each evening, the food is given to the big man of the camp and equally distributed among all members of the tribe. Lee postulates that the Kung enjoy access to an abundant variety of food, as evidenced by the fact that the population never exhausts the available supply of food. In fact, the mongongo nut comprises 50% of the bushman's diet and can be accessed all year round. The mongongo nut is just one of the 29 species of fruits, mallets, and berries that the gatherers of the tribe access throughout the year. During the winter months, the women can also gather 30 different species of edible roots and bulbs. Although the women gatherers access different species during different seasons of the year, the tribe never lacks for a variety or abundance of growing. The Kung have the luxury to select foods that are the most desirable if they are seasonally available. For example, 90% of their diet is drawn from just 23 out of 85 species of edible plant, based on the desirability of those 23 plants. Similarly, only 17 out of the 54 edible species of plants are hunted in the Kung region as a result of local preference. Range, size, and population density. The Kung Bushmen maintain sparsely populated camps of people, which assist the Bushmen in maintaining their traditional lifestyle. In fact, during the period of Lee's observations, the population density of the region may have been as low as 41 people per 100 square miles. Although during specific seasons of the year, the Bushmen are required to travel away from the camping grounds in search of food, the hunters and gatherers rarely need to travel more than a 4-hour return distance. Even when the entire camp moves location, as required by seasonal weather changes, the new location may be only as far as 10 to 12 miles from the original camp. Demographic factors. A strong indicator of the harshness of life is the age of death within a society. Although most members of the hunter-gatherer societies are not supposed to live beyond 45 years, the Bushmen had 46 out of 466 people over the age of 60 at the time of the study. Leisure and work. While it is true that gathering and hunting for food is the single most important task that the Bushmen undertake during the study period, the providing members of the tribe only spent around 12 to 19 hours per 7-day period on this task. The remainder of the time was spent on visiting neighboring camps, entertaining visitors, and tribal dancing. Caloric returns. During the study period, on average, each person consumed 2,140 calories and 93.1 grams of protein per day. Lee states that the recommended daily average for the Bushmen would be expected to be 1,975 calories and 60 grams of protein per day per person. According to this data, the Kung Bushmen were consuming 1,165 calories and 33 grams of protein each day beyond what is considered a subsistence diet. Thus, it could be concluded that the small amount of activity required to gather the food provides the Bushmen with a more than adequate nutritional diet without traveling long distances to gather and hunt the food. The author presents 3 conclusive points to summarize the chapter. 1. Life in the state of nature is not necessarily nasty, brutish, and short. 2. The basis of the diet of hunter-gatherer societies is derived from sources other than meat. And 3. Present anthropological reviews give the impression that all hunter-gatherer societies lead subsistence lives in harsh conditions. The purpose of the paper was to challenge this idea and consider hunting and gathering as a persistent and well-adapted way of life. Lee's chapter challenges the established views regarding hunter-gatherer societies. Lee's objective observations were extremely interesting and personally eye-opening for me. My previous presuppositions regarding the concepts of foraging were imbued with generalist and stereotypical assumptions, involving a constant struggle in a harsh environment. Lee presented clear and concrete evidence to challenge and contradict my understandings. The reading built upon my foundational understanding of the topic by further exploring and consolidating understandings of key concepts underpinning the adaptive strategy of foraging, as explored by Kotak in Anthropology, Appreciating Human Diversity. Lee explored similar concepts in a real-world context, providing relevance to my understandings of these concepts. The author explored these concepts in such depth and detail that every understanding he wished to convey was clear. Thus, Lee presents the salient features of the chapter in a logical and coherent manner that allows the reader to explore the elements of hunter-gatherer societies in a real-world context. I would definitely recommend this chapter to anyone considering exploring this topic in the written essay component of this course.